What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back in our fantasy football profile. Today I'm talking Marquise Brown, wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I have a ton of these on the channel, a ton of mock drafts, redraft content, league winners, rankings, all that stuff coming very soon, so you're going to stick around. Like and comment really helps out the algorithm. I really appreciate it, and I respond to all comments, so if you have any questions, drop them below. Let's talk Marquise Brown. So Marquise Brown in 2021 finished as a wide receiver 23, averaging 11.3 points per game and half-point PPR. He had 146 targets, which he turned into 91 receptions, 1,008 yards, and 6 receiving touchdowns. Obviously, that was in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. Now he goes to Arizona and has Kyler Murray. I view this as a major upgrade for him. It's a much more pass-heavy offense with a better quarterback for throwing the football. And Hopkins is suspended for the first 6 games of the season. I think this is going to give him the volume to get off to a really hot start to the year. I think he's a top 12 wide receiver, especially for the first 6 weeks of the season. Obviously, he has a connection already with Kyler, and it's a huge upgrade for him. Christian Kirk was also a top 12 wide receiver over the last 4 weeks of last year when Hopkins missed. That's something to point out. And yeah, the connection and upgrade that he gets with Kyler Murray. One thing I wanted to point out, Marquise Brown is a field stretcher. That's what he does. He's a big-time, big play receiver, and he really wasn't being utilized like that a ton in Baltimore. This stat really proves it. Kyler last year was PFF's best deep ball thrower, and Lamar ranked dead last in accuracy on deep throws. That's why I think his efficiency and yards per target, things like that, can go up so much in this season. And like I said, he already has that connection with Kyler Murray. When he was in college with Kyler, he had a 27% target share. I think he'll look for him early and often. And Hopkins, although noted throughout his career as an absolute target hog, was not anywhere close to the same pace that he typically was last season. In 2021, if he was on pace for 109 targets if he played every game, compared to 160 targets he had in 2021. So a major decrease in targets for him, or at least he was on pace for. I think Marquise Brown could be the #1 wide receiver for this offense. I think he will be definitively for the first 6 weeks. Hopkins is entering his age 30 season. He's more of a possession wide receiver. I think even if Marquise Brown is utilized in the deep threat role, he can still be extremely fantasy relevant because of Kyler's efficiency throwing the ball deep. He doesn't need to get the same targets that other wide receivers have to be fantasy relevant, and I think he still could get a lot of targets in that pass-heavy offense. Even when Hopkins is back, I think he could still be extremely fantasy relevant, and I think he will be. I love drafting him in the 5th round of drafts this year. I think he gives your team such a weapon to get off to a hot start, which is so huge in fantasy football, and gives you the option to trade high on him, and I really don't think he's going to fade off crazy hard. I think, he might not have that same ceiling and being a top 12 wide receiver, but I still think he's probably going to be a top 16 option rest of season. I've projected for 80-plus receptions, 1,100-plus yards, and 8-plus touchdowns in 2022. If you guys have made to this point in the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. I'll respond as always. This has been Fantasy Joe. Thank you guys for watching.